Sharp like hell. Sharp like hell. Wonderful chopper to chop this bad boy ribs. I want to show you how to make delicious ribs. Alright, welcome back, Jim Boy's Kitchen. Somebody here with you on another mission. Let me show you how to make delicious spare ribs. Alright, follow my style, my way of cooking, my recipe, and enjoy these ribs. I'm going to cut this up and show you the next step. Sharp chopper. Sharp chopper to do it, you know. Play it pretty sharp. Wow. I'm going to start cutting these ribs up. I want to turn it up. It's easier to see the veins as I'm going to cut through. One by one, no rush. Cut them individually because I want to show you how delicious, how I'm going to make this to be delicious, alright? So I'm going to finish cutting these ribs up. Just like this. Nice beautiful ribs. Finish cut them, I'll show you the next step, alright? Just like so. I'm going to show you how I do it. Right now. Are you with me? Are you with me on this wonderful ribs? Are you with me on this wonderful ribs? Look at this. This is how I'm doing the ribs. I'm going to cut it up just like this. Have one cut. One individual cut. I want to show you again if you missed out the first ones. Nice. Look at this. When you hold this, it's ribs. Beautiful and delicious. I'll make it right now. So I'm going to finish cut these up. I'll show you the next step. Delicious ribs. Nice and easy. I'll show you another easy way to cut it. Just lift it up here. Alright, and just cut down. Lift it up and cut down. Just like so. Lift and cut down. So easy. See? You can see me cutting it, lift it up and cutting down. I get a beautiful ribs, alright? So I'm finished cut this up. Show you the next step. Oh man, look at this. I'll cut up beautiful, delicious ribs, alright? I'll show you. Delicious ribs. I'm going to wash this out and show you the next step. Got the ribs all washed up nicely here. I'm going to turn the fire on. I want to put this to boil. I want to do a fast boil with some hot water right here. I don't want to boil the ribs through. I just want to put some hot water, soak it in with the hot water. I'll just put it to boil a little bit with the hot water, just for a couple of minutes. And I'll show you the next step, right? Delicious ribs. Make it my way, I love it. I'll bring it up to a temperature and kind of bring up this water to boil fully, alright? Focus is just to submerge the ribs. And I'm going to bring this up to a boil for like about, let's say 3 minutes, alright? Cover it so it could build temperature. I'm going to check on these ribs. I wanted it to come to a boil, alright? I wanted it to boil for like 2 minutes. This is how I'm going to have a fluffy and juicy ribs, alright? Follow my step here. Show you how to make delicious ribs. Cover it and let it come to a boil for like 2-3 minutes. Show you the next step. So my people, step by step, I'm showing you how to make a delicious, soft, fluffy, tender ribs, alright? So let it continue boiling for 2 minutes. Alright. Kind of a blanching this in boiling water for 2 minutes. See, I wanted to just boil and blanching this ribs here. I don't want to boil it through, alright? So, what I'll do now is take it out this hot water and I'll let it cool down at room temperature, alright? So I'm going to show you step by step. I'm going to take them out, put them in this bowl here, which is pretty good. Take them one by one. I just want them to cool down in room temperature. At this time, I'm going to turn off the stove. Look at that. This is, you could see how beautiful this rib is going to be when it's done. I just want to bring it down. So I'm going to take it out and put everything in here. Let me show you a couple more. You could use a picker, or you could use a spoon. You could use a strainer spoon, which I have. Or just careful with this, don't bring the water in. Nicely done. So I'm going to bring this out, put them in this bowl, transfer it into this bowl, and let it come down to room temperature so I don't see no steam coming out, alright? A little steam that left over would be okay, but for now I want it to go down as close to room temperature. Or you could also use a tong, right? Tong. Pick one at a time, shake it off a little bit. Yes, you're not going to be professional. No one are perfect, all right? Or no one is perfect. Just want to try your best and just drain as much water out. And look at this. I'm going to bring all in this bowl together, right? Just like so, one by one. Patience for delicious ribs coming up, all right? And that's it. That's what's left in the pot right now, in the karahi. I'm going to discard this water here now. I'll show you the next step. Here are these beautiful boiled ribs. Looking fluffy already, right? I don't want to boil it too much, all right? Don't want to boil ribs. I want to show you how fluffy it's going to be. Juicy and crispy. So now, I'll show you the next step. I'm letting them rest to be room temperature, right? That little steam you see there, I want all the steam to be out. Now in this pot here, another small pan or a small karahi, I'm going to put some oil because I want to fry. My next step is to fry this ribs, alright? I like fry both sides. Don't want to put too much oil. Just want it to kind of a golden brown both sides, alright? So I bring the oil to a temperature and show you the next step. Now, with the oil came to a temperature, you can use a thermometer, but just want to test it. So I'm going to try one. Put it there. I'm going to let it go. One ribs is fine just to test it. I'm going to just put it there. So I want it to build more temperature, this oil, alright? So, and I don't want to crowd the pan. I want to just fry them both sides, alright? So I let them fry to a bit of golden brown, but I don't want to fully fry them, alright? Just want to turn them up in the oil a little bit. You see what I'm talking about? Now I'm testing the oil. This oil is perfect for this ribs, alright? So what I want to do now, I want to coat the rib. I'm going to leave this one. That's the oil tester right there. What I want to do now is coat the ribs, and I'm going to show you right now. Got me the ribs in there. Remember the ribs? Got me this bowl. What I want to do is I'm going to get this I'm going to put a cup of flour. Wheat flour, right? I want to show you. I'm not using regular all-purpose flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. And this would give this dish 100% whole grain wheat flour, right? This one's going to give this this ribs a good texture. All right, so what I want to do, I want to show you. You can use your hand at this point. All right, you don't have to worry. You can use your hand at this point. I just want to coat the ribs. I want to do this. I want to show you what I'm going to do. Keep them to room temperature, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I just want to coat these ribs, and then I'm going to rest it. Or what I could do is also, yes, I'm going to rest it. I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rest these ribs just for 1 minute or so. Then I'm going to start frying this bad boy. Look how beautiful. Got to use wheat flour, right? Otherwise, you're not going to have a good texture of ribs. Delicious also. And this dish finishes so fast. I'm telling you, it's an easy process. Just want to coat the ribs nice with wheat flour. Shake out the excess. Just want to coat, sing a song. Coat. Alright. Nicely done. And with that size of pan, I might do 5 ribs at a time. How about that? Yeah, 5 ribs at a time. So now this is done. I got, yeah, I'm going to do that 5 ribs at a time. And I want to show you what I'm going to do next. Put this aside. See how beautiful those are coated? Put this down there. And show you the next step. Now the oil is ready to do the frying process. I got it about 400 degrees. I want to shake out the excess flour. Alright, the main thing, very important, shake out. And you want to use like a tongue. Look at that, how beautiful. I want to kind of fry these both sides, deep fry both sides with this wonderful wheat flour here. I want to show you. Looking delicious already, huh? You like it? Alright, so I'm going to let this, I don't want to crowd the pan. So I'm going to do 5 at a time. So meantime, those are frying both sides. The frying process is continuing. I'm going to finish flour the other 5 again. Alright, so you know what I'm doing right now. Meantime, those are frying, alright? Alright, I'm giving it 5 minutes on both sides, alright, on each side. So I'm going to turn this up now to fry the other side. Remember, I don't want to fully cook through or fry through this ribs, alright? I just want to have that sealy texture around the outside so it can hold all the juice in the inside. That's my focus here. So I'm going to let that the other side go for another 5 minutes. Man, follow my recipe here. You will love it, folks. Notice I have not put no seasoning on this. No seasoned salt, no garlic powder, black pepper. I want to show you step by step, but delicious. And this is where all the flavor will come in at the end, alright? Just want to do the clear ribs with the wheat flour at this point. And with the boiling process, if you missed out, rewind back the video or the segment from beginning, and you'll see what I did here to get this wonderful, delicious ribs. All right. So I'm gonna let it go for another minute. Then I'm gonna take this out of the oil and let it sit, let it rest to room temperature. All right. So the ribs is already fully cooked here, fried through. All right. Remember, I don't want to fully cook the frying process. I don't want to cook the ribs fully with the frying process. So what I'll do right now, I have it like 80% cooked through, right? I want to put it in another bowl and let it sit. I don't know if you can see the other bowl, but I'm using another pot here just to let it sit. See how beautiful and brown? That's how I wanted it. Just to bring that sealing texture on this ribs. And Hunter would eat this right away. If I was hungry, I would take a bite. Oh yeah. All right, next batch. Put this one in. There we go. And very important, shake the excess flour off so you don't have too floury oil, all right? Right there. Just want to put this like this and right. All right, just like the first batch, I put a second batch, and I'm going to be coating again. You could actually coat all the ribs with the flour. You could do it gradually. Take your time, have fun, sing a song or two. And if I tell you, folks, don't worry, be happy, all right? What I can say? You know, the new administration is in for North America. And I see the point of the president at this point. You know, I think the United States is getting crowded, yes. And it's okay for immigrants to be in the country, but be here legally at least, not... and even if you're illegal, don't live under government. Try to do something valuable, all right? like making this wonderful ribs. And I must tell you folks, lots of Espanol, Puerto Ricano, Mexico, Guatemalan, they love pernil. And pernil is pork ribs, yeah. Yeah. And got to understand, hey, the government in Guyana is trying to send a message to that, hey, he's receiving deportees from North America back in Guyana. Well, we need good people in this world, you know that. And of course, the bad people could learn and, hey, become good one day. Everyone are humans. I believe in it. All right, so back to the ribs. I'm going to let it fry through again. Give it 5 minutes on both sides. So here's the second batch. Same way like the first batch. I'm going to repeat the process. I got about 4 batches to do. And I will show you. I'll turn it up like golden brown. That's what I'm looking for. A nice golden brown texture on both sides of this ribs. A hunter would eat this. If I was in the jungle once again, I tell you, I would eat this also. Alright, so I'm going to turn it up both sides. And when you remember, when you do this, you don't want to crowd the pan, you just want to do it nicely. Alright, so the purpose of stir frying or frying this ribs is to seal it so every texture could be inside with nice tenderized inside, alright? You know what I'm saying? Alright, so I'm going to let this go for another 3 minutes on that side, then this batch is done. Then the next batch, and I show you the next step. Beautiful golden brown. That's what I'm looking for. Look at that. Beautiful. Put it to rest in the other pan. Any pan is works fine. Just put this ribs to rest, and I'll do the other batch. I'm going to show you how it looks. Don't worry. Be happy. So this is what it looks like. All the fried ribs, put it back in the bowl here, or in the pan. I want to show you how beautiful, delicious. And the wheat flour going to give it a nice sunny texture, which is very, very tasty. I'll show you. Alright, now that I got all the ribs fried up here, I'll show you the next step. Here I got, for that amount of ribs, I got 2 nice beautiful onions here. Don't have to be a superstar or a scientist. I'm going to cut these up. Don't have to be pretty on the cutting. Just want to cut them into shapes. I'm going to show you. I just want to peel it off a little bit. So easy to peel when you cut them in halves, right? And then you pull the skin out so easy. So I'll be cutting these 2 onions up. And I'll show you the next step. So simple, delicious dish. Follow my step here, my recipe, and you will love this wonderful, surprising dish. Because when I use the word surprising, it's going to be, need to sharpen this knife, right? When I use this, when I use the word surprising, you're going to see how wonderful I'm going to have, what I'm going to add into this wonderful ribs dish, all right? Oh man, you're going to love it. I'm going to just cut this up again. So I'm going to finish cutting these onions up. I want to show you nice and easy. Don't have to be a superstar. Don't have to be a scientist. Don't have to be an astronaut. You just have to follow my wonderful recipe here to make this wonderful, delicious, juicy spare ribs, all right? And when I tell you spare ribs, I mean with flavor too, all right? Yeah. So I'm going to cut it up. Just don't have to be fancy. Just going to cut it up into some slices. Just want to log it. Look at that. And remember when you cut onions, try to keep your face away from the cutting, because some onions are juicy, like these are juicy. These are so juicy right now, they're giving tears into the eyes. But it's tears of joy, right? Yeah. Remember, folks, it doesn't cost to give a smile to everyone, all right? A little smile goes a long way. You make others smile with you, all right? Yeah. So I cut the onions up and I show you the next step. Here I got the pan. I'm using the same pan that I used to kind of boil it, so I got the flavor inside there. What I want to do is bring it up to temperature, and here comes another secret. Ta-da! You can use a spread, 100%, 40% vegetable oil, and it's butter, right? Butter, Parky. You can use any butter, margarine butter, doesn't matter. Here I want to put, I want to add maybe, let's say, I want to put 3 tablespoons of this butter, right? This was going to give me that nice, juicy, moist flavor on this, or texture on this ribs. Follow my step, do it my way, you will love it, folks. Nice, beautiful ribs, never done like this before. Only on Jim Boy's Kitchen. I want to kind of put the heat on low, just for now, just to kind of melt down the butters, or the butter. Yeah, I want to melt the butter. Bring it down, don't have to be fully melted, but I just want to bring it down to the melting texture. And what I'll do next, and this is what's going to enhance that juiciness on this ribs. All right, folks. Now, with that butter coming to a meltdown, I'll now add in the onions. I want to caramelize this wonderful onions here. Meantime, the butter is melting. Oh man, you could imagine the taste already, right? Wonderful ribs, make it my way, you love it. I'm going to just caramelize with medium heat. My focus is to melt the butter and caramelize this onion at the same time. And with this, I will start adding in all ingredients that I would like to add in. All right? You could do the same, but if you follow my step here, you're going to have the same taste as mine. I got the butter in there already. Now remember, I did the ribs without any seasoning, all right? So now, you know what it means? It's time to add all these wonderful flavors. I'm going to start, let's say, I'm going to start with the salt first. Because the salt is going to kind of bring that flavor into the butter now. Give it a salted butter flavor, right? Or texture. Let's use the word flavor because that's what is important in this dish. I'll guesstimate for that amount of ribs that you could always add salt, more salt if you want. My advice to you, anything that you cook, you want to put a little salt gradually, right? So I'll add a tablespoon, guesstimate a tablespoon of salt right there. And that's going to help to break down the onions to caramelize it also. Believe it or not, folks, I'm telling you that. Make it my way, you love it. And the butter at the same time going to become kind of a, hey, kind of get that saltiness texture. Oh man, delicious ribs coming up. Next, I'm going to add some ground black pepper. One of my favorite. I love to add ground black pepper in any dish. It gives this kind of a, oh man, texture. I'll guesstimate I'm going to add a tablespoon of black pepper. Ground black pepper, that's nice, right? The more you put, the more spicy it's going to be. All depends on your taste, and I want to turn it up gradually so it could incorporate with the onion at the same time and bring out the flavor, right, with the butter and all of that. At medium heat, it's going good. Nice, smelling good already. Next, man, you follow me so far? I'll guesstimate half a tablespoon of oregano to bring out this wonderful flavor. Not much, because oregano carries a very strong flavor, right? I don't want to dominate the entire dish. All right. Next, I'm going to mix this up, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Oh man, wonderful. Bring it to a caramelization there, huh? Look at that. You have smell of Virginia. Smell it, boy, right away. I just smelt it. Look at that wonderful dish coming up for pork spear ribs. All right, folks. Now, here comes my secret. I'm going to let this cook down for like a minute or so, and I'll show you the next step. What I want to do, I got the ribs in here. I'm going to take the ribs back and put them into this pot now. I'm going to put them one by one. Doesn't matter. I'm going to try to actually put the entire pot of ribs. Tommy, how about that? You like what you see? Yeah. Double all the ribs. You could put it one by one. You could do the same what I did. Or you could just go slowly but surely. Alright? So now, I will mix this up now. Alright? What I'll do is I got some rosemary here. If you have fresh rosemary, you could put it inside. So I'll put a few dry rosemary. We'll build it, enhance that little flavor into it. You know, it will kind of give it a texture, stick texture, you know. If you notice, I want to show you. They're kind of a sticky directly from the leaf or the tree. The tree, you see? But they're going to boil into this wonderful dish. So what I want to do now is turn this dish up. I want to mix everything, incorporate everything into this wonderful pot here now. Look at this. I want to just mix, let the ribs build in the flavor here now. Remember the salt and the ground black pepper finally is there. Oh man. Oh, you had smell of Virginia, you smell the bye-bye. You know, if you want to get a lion angry, give a lion this ribs right now. He gets so angry with you because lion love raw meat, right? Humans love cooked meat, yeah. Am I right? Oh yeah. So now, with the same heat, I got everything mixed up there as much as possible. Now, what I'll do next, I got my rosemary in. Here comes the secret. Here comes the secret, folks. Believe it or not, this is what's going to kick it up a notch. You drink Heineken, you drink Corona, you drink Bud Light. Here comes some nice Budweiser. You can use Corona, any kind of a beer, to kick this baby up a notch, alright? So what I'll do is pour this entire can of beer inside of this wonderful dish here. This is ribs, buddy. Caramelized ribs, and that froth from that beer, the alcohol, a little bit of alcohol, gonna give that texture. Now, I'm not an alcohol drinker, I must admit to you folks, but this will burn out, this dish, the heat will burn out the alcohol and everything will be caramelized into this wonderful ribs, alright? So I'm gonna stir this bad boy up and show you the next step. First, before I cover, I want to turn it up so that every meat could incorporate into this wonderful beer, right? So the beer is going to be kind of a gravy texture, kinda, right? Cooking with beer, cooking ribs with beer. Look at that. Now, I want to show you the next step. Ain't done yet. At this point, I'll cover this pot so it could start boiling with the beer. So I'll cover it in the meantime, and I'll cover it for, let's say, 5 minutes, and then I'll check it back. In the meantime, I'm going to get something else ready. Step by step, I want to show you. Now, it's time for the tomato sauce. After 3 minutes of boiling, steaming with the beer, time to add the tomato sauce. Open this bad boy. After 5 minutes, look at it. Gaining that popularity in flavor and strength and texture and taste. Oh man, look at this. Now, here comes the other instrument. Right here. Right here. Ta-da! Got some wonderful tomato sauce. Now with this amount of ribs, And this wonderful dish here, the size of the dish, I'll add the entire tomato sauce. That will give a great flavor. And mother, I advise to you folks, when you, as I always tell you, whenever you use something from a container, discard of the container immediately. And when you open, you don't want to leave the product in the container because it's going to quickly get contaminated. You don't want that, all right? That's because of it's an aluminum tin or can or container. And of course, it has pasteurized effects inside. And of course, you heard it from Jim Boy's Kitchen once again. Now I'm going to turn the bad boy up. Turn it up, turn it up. There we go. Look how wonderful this dish is going to be, folks. Oh, man. Oh, look at this ribs. Mouth water running already, folks. I know you're going to love this. Make it my way, you'll love it. Look at this. Now, remember I told you about the salt. If you should need more salt, you could always add in. But at the same time, I must tell you, you cannot take out, all right? So, what I'll do now is, oh, man, look at this. Can you see the rhythm and the change of this ribs? Yeah. Now, next, I will add, let's say, a tablespoon of wonderful paprika, which I love, and this is going to give it a nice, beautiful red texture. Yeah, give it a tablespoon paprika. You can use the sweet one, the hot one, doesn't matter. The mellow one. And look at this color, and everything is going to change. Look at this ribs, folks. And remember with the beer, with the alcohol, the little alcohol, you know, beer is not sentiments that was made with lots of alcohol, just a little bit, all right? And it's going to give it that caramelized and thicker texture, all right, soaking. Now, I wanted to soak into this ribs. So what I'll do is medium heat now. I'll continue boiling this ribs for 15 minutes, folks. Just want to boil it through now for 15 minutes. And this ribs is ready, actually, because it's already pre-boiled. Remember that 3 minutes, 4 minutes pre-boiled. Then I drained it off. Then I fried it. And now it's kind of a simmering through now with all this wonderful, oh man, flavor to soak into it, all right? Just want to put it like this, nice and easy. And now I'm going to cover it, let it simmer at a low heat or medium heat for like, let's say, 10 minutes, and we check it back. Cover the bad boy. You had smell-o-vision, you smell it right away. You enjoy that ribs, look at that. Cover the bad boy, let it boil through, and that's what's going to get it become even more tender now. All right, as it's boiling through now, or simmering through with this wonderful beer, and of course the tomato sauce, and all those wonderful gadgets from Jim Boy's Kitchen. Folks, I do thank you so much, you know, for being part of me, and of course for, hey, supporting my channel, Jim Boy's Kitchen. Words cannot express how much I appreciate each and every one of you from head to toe, all right? Left to right, inside out, north, east, south, west. And of course, you know, Jim Boy's Kitchen cook the best. Yeah, had to open it when I said the best. Look at that. You had smell-o-vision. You smell the bad boy. Very simple and delicious dish. Make it my way. Didn't take long, right? Nah. All right. Pork ribs coming up. Spare ribs coming up. All right. So I'm going to cover it. I just wanted to show you and let it go through. Remember, folks, I do appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and supporting my channel, viewing my channel. And remember, if you miss a muscle, you miss any item that I put in a rewinded video or the segment, and you could see again what I'm talking about, how I show you step by step how to make this wonderful spare ribs, all right? So I'm going to let it continue on, and I'll see you soon. It's been 8 minutes into the boiling process. Let's look how wonderful it is. Look at this, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Wonderful, juicy ribs. One turn it over. Want to keep turning it occasionally, so it doesn't burn. You will get a little scotch in the bottom. That will be okay, but right now this is perfect. You want to be in time to turn it. Look at that. And whenever you do something, do it with love. Love what you do, folks. All right? All right, I'm telling you this. If you don't love what you do, don't do it. All right? Look at this. Oh, man. And I'm going to let it go. And the tenderness is coming into this wonderful ribs with this wonderful sauce. Now, I'll show you something. I would like to really have some more gravy, so I may add a little bit of water. You have a choice. You could add some water. But I want it to be a little gravy-ish. So what I'll do, let it boil through a little bit more, stewing down with it, with the beer. I wanted to observe all these wonderful flavors. Then I'll add a little bit of water for gravy, all right? Not too much. So I'll let it go for another 15 minutes and check it out. Now, 10 minutes, which will be, let's say, 8 minutes done, 7 minutes. And then I'll check it out and add a little bit of water for gravy, which is option, but I like it. Make it my way, you'll love it. All right, check it again after 7 minutes. Look at this. Beautiful caramelized ribs, folks. Look at this. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, folks. Look at this. All shiny, beautiful ribs. I want you to make this wonderful ribs my way, you'll love it, folks. Juicy, tender. My gosh. Got all the heat. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And that's the ribs, folks. Steaming hot. Ready to eat. Very tender ribs. Juicy. Flavor. And if you missed out any item that I put inside, just rewind. Simply rewind the segment. And you see step by step how I show you how to make this wonderful, delicious ribs. Look at it. Mouthwater, juicy. Beautiful ribs, very tasty. Man, gotta love it, my folks. And the butter give it that wonderful, moist texture. The aroma from the rosemary. The onion build that wonderful flavor inside. Tomato sauce has its own feel into this wonderful ribs. Oh, man. I want you to make this ribs my way, you'll love it. Until the next one, folks, Jim Boy's Kitchen saying it's a great pleasure for all those wonderful comments I've been receiving. I do thank you very much for your support. All my viewers, my subscribers, my non-subscribers, you are also great. From inside out, upside down, sideways, all around. I love you just the way you are. Jim Boy's Kitchen saying, once again, before I say once again though, let me tell you this, that you could also make this same dish with chicken or beef, if you're a beef eater. Chicken, you could make it with any kind of a meat of your preference, but you got to make it the way I make it, all right? Folks, once again, Jim Boy's Kitchen saying, be kind to someone that's not kind to you, and kindness will always prevail. And I do observe what's going on in California. Well, my condolences, my sympathy goes out to all those that are in sorrows, those that passed on due to that tragic fire that's taking place right now. All those homes that have been burnt down, and of course for the homelesses, the homeless people, my regards to you. You are great. For the non-homeless and those that lost their home, you are great. And every one of you, past and present, you are great. All right? God bless each and every one of you. And let's hope that the fire could be under control soon. With that, let's hope a big thunderstorm comes down with heavy rain that will assist the process of outing those wildfire. With this, folks, Jim Boy's Kitchen saying once again, adios, mi amigos, and goodbye, everybody. Make it my way, you love it.